Hello, you're very welcome to Destination Newry's News Bite here on a Friday evening. My name is Damian and you're very welcome. The coronavirus update. 504 people have died in Northern Ireland, while in the Republic of Ireland, 1,583 people have died. The total deaths in the island of Ireland, 2,087. Cases of the coronavirus diagnosed in the Republic of Ireland is 24,506. 351 people have died from coronavirus across the UK in the last 24 hours. In Scotland, the latest figures published by the National Records of Scotland, the NRS, show that 3,546 people have died with COVID-19, but whereas the Public Health have reported 2,103 deaths by this date. So that's the story we'll be watching. In Wales, there have now been a total of 1,852 deaths in Wales involving coronavirus, according to the latest Office for National Statistics. There are 270 confirmed cases in Newry, Mourne and Down of coronavirus. In Newry, Mourne and Down, there were 40 coronavirus-related deaths from up to the 15th of May from the 29th of February. There are 487 confirmed cases in Armagh City, Banbridge and Craigavon. In Armagh City, Banbridge and Craigavon, there were 67 corona-related deaths from the 29th of February to the 15th of May. Deputy First Minister Michelle O'Neill says people can travel, but urged them to use caution. We know families want to be reunited as soon as they can. We will communicate that to you, she said. Help us to help you. We're trying to save lives. So the story coming out from the executive is the lockdown is starting to break up a wee bit. So be careful and be watchful. In Italy recorded 130 new deaths from COVID-19 on Friday. That's today against 156 yesterday. Before the Civil Protection Agency said while the daily tally of new cases rose marginally to 652 from 642 on Thursday. The total death toll since the outbreak came to light on the 21st of February now stands at 32,616, the third highest in the world after the United States and Britain. The US death toll stands at 95,213. Confirmed cases worldwide of coronavirus 5,053,880. Total deaths worldwide 326,844. The UK. People arriving in the UK must self-isolate for 14 days from the 8th of June to help slow the spread of the coronavirus, the government has said. Travellers will need to tell the government where they will quarantine, with enforcement thought will spot checks with £1,000 will be put on anybody who breaks that. Home Secretary Paddy Patel said the measure would reduce the risk of cases crossing our borders. Lorry drivers, seasonal farm workers and coronavirus medics will be exempt from this. The requirement will also not apply to those travelling from Ireland, the Channel Isles and the Isle of Man. Other news. Failure to finish the Premier League would be a national embarrassment, says the Leeds chief. Leeds chief executive Angus Kinniger has claimed it would be a national embarrassment if England's top two divisions could not complete their seasons while major leagues across Europe return to action. Italy. Milan's iconic San Siro stadium a step closer to demolition. Italy's Heritage Authority has raised no objections to tearing down Milan's 1920s era San Siro arena, removing a major obstacle to the city's top flight soccer club's plans to replace it with a new stadium. Serie A clubs AC Milan and Inter Milan last year filed a request to jointly build a new 60,000-seater stadium in the San Siro area. The new stadium is the key element in a wider £1.2 billion real estate plan for the district, which includes demolishing almost all of the historical San Siro arena, home ground of both the city's top flight clubs. Well, there we go. We'll watch that one, and that's a good one for all soccer fans. Now, as we've seen this week, we're now going over to our community activists, and we're going to talk to the Threeways, I believe, and we're going to talk to Pádraig. Pádraig will be telling us all about what's happening down there in the Threeways. So, Pádraig, very welcome to Destination Newry's community.
Thank you, Damien.
And you're going to tell us what you're doing, your photographs and everything. So, Pádraig, it's all up to you. I'll leave it to you to tell us. And first of all, tell everybody where the Threeways, where your area is. because people from out in the outlying areas might not know where the Threeways is. So whereabouts are the Threeways located?
Yeah, well, first things first, we get mistaken for five ways an awful lot. A lot of people would say we're way up the five ways here. Threeways, we're based in the High Street area of Newry, so we're one of 9 neighbourhood renewal groups. So we would get support there from the Department of Communities, because we would be seen as an area with high multiple deprivation. We're situated just up, not that far from the old St Clair's primary school. A lot of people probably from Newry and rural areas would have heard of the rope walks and the athletic pitch. It's a natural piece of history, really, in regards to people coming from years ago from all over the town and from all over basically the rural countries as well to play football on a weekend basis. So the rocks would be well known as well. We will cover the St Patrick's Ward area. So you're talking about the whole of the Windmill Road, Monks Hill, Creve Road, Knockdara, High Street, Church Street, Greenfield kind of areas as well as the likes of Talbot Street. So it's quite a massive area, quite a big area in regards to the work that we do and residents that we support from there. So that gives you really a sense of the geographical area that we will cover.
But Pádraig, that is a huge area, so it's all up to you. You have 5 minutes to tell us all about what's going on there.
Thanks very much. Yeah, well, a lot of the work that Threeways Community Association Damian does is a lot of on-scene work. We would do a lot of stuff in the background that nobody would ever hear about. One thing that we're certain of is that when we're dealing with residents in their hour need and stuff, it is complete privacy. So a lot of the things that we are doing in the background won't be heard of. Because this is people's private lives and it's something that we're not going to indulge for community knowledge. Threeways, since the pandemic has started, we've been involved with the Council's Community Hub. All our community members have been volunteering with the Council's Community Hub and delivering the food parcels like many of the community groups in the Newry area across the whole of Newry. I suppose we've been fortunate enough that a lot of members from our community have been able to access this support, and we're delighted with that as well. We've recently been awarded CCG funding, so we just want to fire out there that if there is anybody in the community who is needing support in regards to like food vouchers or electricity vouchers, a mobile top up or gas, just while their financial situation has changed due to the pandemic, we are asking them, just get in touch. We are very confidential. It's private. Your information is literally going to one person on the committee. So it's not as if the whole community association is going to be knowledgeable of your circumstances. It's just going to be that one key person. Your information, again, is all held in confidentiality. So I just want to fire out there that if this is something that you could benefit from, please reach out, seek the support. You can contact us by emailing info@threewaysca.co.uk, or just basically pick up the phone and ring us on 077 6866 9291. We've been doing different wee things from the pandemic started as well. Obviously, we are fortunate enough that we have a community centre based in the area that we manage. We took the initiative ourselves for people's safety, for the play school safety and stuff, to close up at the beginning of March. So we've been trying to do different things really to keep that community spirit going and trying to provide as much as possible. We done like a wee Easter colouring competition for the young people of the area. And every young person who entered that and sent in their photos and their wee pictures that they coloured in were presented with a cinema voucher that can be used any time up until next year when the cinemas reopen. We're very fortunate that we run very, very good youth projects up here. We have a model of excellence for the youth that we provide, and we're absolutely delighted that has been continuing on. It's probably coming in near close to its 20th year. It's all about the personal and social development of young people. And we've been linking in with our youth project, and we've been doing Zoom sessions with them on a weekly basis. So we have a funding application in at the minute that we're very hopeful that we're going to achieve, and that we're going to be able to open that basically remit to the other young people who would avail of the centre beforehand. So great work going on there with our young people. We're delighted that every single one of them have been remaining active citizens within their community and providing support to their neighbours and stuff as and when it's needed. There's a wee group that has initially started. It's called the High Street Lockdown Project, and basically what they're doing is they're doing social distance activities. So we went along on the first night just to show the support that the community association is behind them with this and stuff, and we're able just to provide a few wee things for them. So they've been doing the likes of Zumba, line dancing, and they're doing bingo and stuff, all at social distancing. So they're adhering to guidelines and stuff, and it's a good way of keeping community spirit up. And it was great to see the amount of people that was out there as well. So we actually have been doing a few things as in regards to keeping the community spirit going as well, Damian. We started there the other night on Wednesday night. We're hosting an online bingo, and we had about 40 to 50 people coming on board, and we provided prizes that was paid for by Threeways Community Association through the funds that we would have generated over this months with the hire of the hall and stuff. And with the prizes, we actually went and we were supporting businesses who have supported us in the past with fundraisers. So we were buying our products off them as prizes, which is our wee way of saying thank you, and we're here to support you now that you need us. So the bingo was absolutely fantastic. For the first 5 or 10 minutes, it was me and our assistant secretary who were calling numbers, and we actually sat with the screen off just laughing at the conversations that were happening, because these are people who had never used technology before, and all of a sudden they're sitting on a laptop on Zoom and playing bingo. So that was absolutely fantastic, and it was great to see. We're, as a community, we're all going out every Thursday, and everybody's showing their appreciation for the NHS, but not only the NHS, all frontline workers. So that's our bin men, our pharmacists, our pharmacy dispensaries, retail and stuff. We're very fortunate that we've been provided with banners from CRJ, provided the funding for us, and they're displayed at 2 main parts of the community, and we're delighted with that, and we thank them for that. At the start of the pandemic as well, the 2 nursing homes in the area that we have here is Ardmere Nursing Home and Rockfield Nursing Home, and they went in the lockdown quite early. So they had a wee bit of isolation and stuff. So as a group, we took the initiative to provide just basically a few wee resources for them. So the association, again, through the reserves that we would have on our account, bought different products, the likes of wee shower gels, wee hand gels, wee brushes, wee makeup brushes, and a few wee treats, and they were left up to the home. So we were delighted that we could play that small part in doing that for them as well, because they provide so much for us over the years as well. They've actually, a lot of them would help out with different charities. I know that Rockfield Nursing Home are quite active in helping and supporting Pip's Hope and Support with different things throughout the year. So it was nice for us to be able to do something to them, and to let them know that whilst they can't see their families, that their community's thinking about them. Just a few other wee things, Damian, just before I finish up. We, again, are very, very proactive. We will be here long after this pandemic. We're very fortunate enough that Threeways has been built in the 1970s, and it was built by the residents up here, and that is something that we hold very dearly and very close to us. Community work isn't just for anybody. You have to have a backbone, you have to have thick skin, you have to be committed. It is a full-time job and stuff, and I genuinely believe that everybody who gets involved with Threeways and stuff will back me up, and anybody who is involved in a community association across the town will say that as well. So just going back to the fact that we will be here long after the pandemic, we will be providing long after the pandemic. We've been fortunate enough that our community group has been, although we're stuck in this pandemic, we've been looking forward to the future and looking at different things. We've been successful that we have got money through the council. So when this pandemic's over, we are going to be providing the initiatives for all ages. We have a few wee things there in the pipeline to do that, and the same with our youth projects as well. It'll be full steam ahead with them. It's bittersweet for them, for our young people at the minute, because they would have had a number of fundraisers that unfortunately they can't really do at the minute. Just one wee thing, just a few wee thank yous. So a few residents and stuff over this past couple of weeks have been doing different things. We know there's been fundraisers for the NHS and the hospice. We know there's been a few for Pip's Hope and Support as well, and that's absolutely fantastic. This community up here has always been one of giving. They've always been one at standing at the front line and helping where that help is needed. So we're very proud in each and every single person in our community. I want to say a massive thank you to Lisa Rooney. Lisa turned 50 and used that initiative of not being able to celebrate by raising money in lieu of presents and stuff for our local suicide prevention charity. And we're absolutely delighted that Lisa played a key role in that. We have a wee birthday shout out for Owen O'Neill. He's going to be 13 tomorrow, and his granny had me well warned just to say a wee happy birthday and stuff. So everybody in the Threeways area, Owen wishes you a very happy birthday. We have a wee thank you there as well for Kerry Morrow in the Council of Kerry. Has been an absolute phenomenal support to Threeways over this past year, along as Kathy McMahon from the CCG, and we really thank them for that. We also thank all the councillors who have been supportive of Threeways over this past year. We anytime we call on councillors and stuff who we approach or they approach us, we work with anybody in Threeways, and we're so thankful that at the time when we need them and at the time when they need us, everybody rallies around together. So thank them for that there as well. But we want to as well thank everybody from our community just for really adhering to the likes of social distancing, adhering to the stay-at-home message, and really trying to keep each other's spirits alive and stuff. And we've seen that throughout the community across these past probably 8 to 10 weeks, and it's something that we'll definitely take away from. I think that's us for this week, Damian. So it is just if anybody has something coming up and they do know they can get in touch, and if there's anything at all, we are working away diligently in the background, and we will keep providing for the community, as I say, long and after this. So that's us.
Park, I can tell you've got a lot of support out there. There's messages coming in all over the place. Look, you talked about the bingo, so I hope you're using the old call outs like pennies from heaven. 20
No, there was no eruptions in the first game, but we'll say no more about that. But we'll get over a few technical hitches, but we're ready to go again next week. And if anybody does want to join us, Damian, they're more than welcome to. All they have to do basically is in our email info@threewaysca.co.uk, and the link will be sent across them. So the more the merrier. It's all about community spirit, and all about sticking together. So,
Park, that's brilliant. All I can say, the Garden Gate. Number 8.
Number 8, so to say.
So you have them all there. Listen, fabulous roundup there, and the Threeways are so lucky to have somebody of your stature helping them there. And I do know that the work that you do at that end of the town is brilliant. And we've heard that right across from all the associations that we spoke to this week. And you are doing great work. You are bringing the community together. You are bringing the community with you, and you are great leaders. So on behalf of Destination Newry, thanks to Threeways, thanks to yourself, and long may it continue. And you did say once this is over, you will continue to support the people. The people. And I think I see a political future for you the way you were speaking there.
Definitely.
So listen, well done. Thanks a million. And now we're up the top end of the town. Now we're going to go over to the other side of the town. I think we're going over to the Damolly end of Newry, and we're going to be talking to Jordan. So when we get over to down the hill and up the Belfast Road and out to Damolly, we're going to be now talking to Jordan. And Jordan, you're very welcome to Destination Newry.
Thanks very much, Damian.
And again, Jordan, tell everybody what part of the town you represent over there.
So I'm on the night, Damian, representing Damolly and Downshire Road area of the town. In recent years, and especially actually in recent months, we've sort of started to see ourselves experience more of the issues, I suppose you could call them, that other areas of the town and community associations are dealing with. So it all started basically we done a wee clean up a few months ago there, Damian, out in the Damolly, out around Shannon Park and Damolly Village. A wee area was highlighted to us by local residents out there and community workers, Charlene and Gareth McKnight, and so many more. And basically what they done, they highlighted a wee area, and we had a massive team out there in terms of doing that there clean up. And it's just when we're doing it, you get cracking, you know yourself, you get cracking at these things and talking away. And we sort of discussed about how the area doesn't have a permanent community association or any permanent infrastructure in regards to, a safe place for children to come growing up. I know as myself, a young person growing up on the Downshire Road area, there wasn't really anything like that for me to do. And I have to as well pay homage to, out of all these cleanups that myself and the team have done throughout Newry over this past few years, the amount of people we seen turn up on that Sunday morning really was exceptional, Damian. So that really just shows the true character. And as I say, definitely pay homage to everybody out there on the Damolly end of things. As I say, but so we come up with the idea to sort of form a wee group, a residents association or residents group for now, and then as I say, work together towards getting a permanent community association for the better of all the people, but mainly young people as well. And then obviously work towards hopefully getting a wee community centre as well. It's in my opinion, obviously this has the potential to be one of the most diverse, if not the most diverse, in my opinion, area, sort of within Newry. And again, we're seeing more and more of these housing developments springing up as well along the Belfast Road. So the main area that we're hoping to cover is right from just the few houses that are just past the courthouse there, right up to Damolly Village, Damian, and around Shannon Park, and then again the wee ones that will get along the Belfast Road there as well. So you're talking well in excess of near 1,000 houses there, and as I say, that is one of the main focuses. But again, we've been very, very proactive. Again, we've done another wee clean up there yesterday morning. There was a wee area was highlighted myself, and quickly got a wee team together, and we cleaned right from the 24-hour yards, litter picked right up to the entrance at Damolly Village as well. And I know I was speaking to Charlene yesterday, we are hoping to plan another wee clean up going into restore a bit of civic pride and go into Damolly Village then itself and around Shannon Park, and really just bring, as I say, a bit of civic pride back to the area as well. So apart from obviously the cleaning and the litter picking going on, Damien, we've seen several streets in the area, obviously like all areas around the city. And again, from listening to all the other community associations and representatives this week, it seems to be a lot of the same going on in every area, which is great to see. So again, we're several streets taking part in the Clock for the Cures, and again, it's really is brilliant to see a lot of our young people as well taking part in making the posters and decorating the windows as well to support our cures and our NHS staff there as well. And I mentioned there before as well, Charlene and Gareth and all the guys out there in Damolly, they've really been instrumental in highlighting those in the area, not only that would need a bit of help, they might be a bit more disadvantaged than some people, so we can definitely get them help with anything in regards to food parcels, anything like that as well. But they also been instrumental in highlighting to myself the carers that actually live in our area and our NHS staff. So I'm sure you're all aware by now the fantastic fundraiser that took place in our community there, and actually just came to sort of a conclusion there the other day, and that was led obviously by Ernie Campbell and Gavin Malone as well. And that was basically, for you that don't know, it was to raise money and get PPE, sanitizer, everything there that's needed for our community. So again, Charlie and Gareth are brilliant in highlighting the local residents in our area that could benefit from that there, and assisting obviously getting that out to them as well. And also wee things like, your wee green bags for the bin and everything like that. As I say, it's a massive area to cover, so it's great to have such a brilliant team behind us, Damon. And as I say, it's not one man operation. There's a great team behind any success. So hopefully, as I say, this is the start to bigger and better things for the area, and work towards obviously that ultimate goal of a community association and a permanent safe place for young people to spend their time, and obviously all the other sections of our community as well. So as well, I heard Polly on there, he was talking about bingo and quiz night that he's going to be organising. We're organising one of those ourselves for our area. Originally had the idea of hosting at one of the streets, and everybody obviously keeping their sort of safe social distance in the current situation, and coming to the end of their Threeways. We'll do a bit of bingo, wee music round and everything as well. But I might just actually steal that idea, Polly, and do it online as well. Never actually thought of that there. So definitely is a great idea as well. One thing as well, which is I suppose unique to this area, apart from all the other things, this area we have obviously parading at a certain time of the year as well, but we also have a great density of the city's schools are in our area, right from the Abbey, the Newry High, Sacred Heart, Windsor Hill, St Patrick's Primary. I've definitely forgotten a few, but not only those schools, they're playing their part there definitely in keeping our frontline carers, children, looking after them during what would normally be their normal school educating hours. But also we've seen massive thanks to all those schools that are their technology departments are making the visors and the PPE that is so much needed. And Daisy Hill, Craigavon Hospital, and again our carers in our community as well. So definitely have to pay homage to all those schools that are taking it out of their own pocket, actually, in some points, Damon. And again, making these visors that are so desperately needed in our community now more than ever as well. Also, a big shout out to Clifford O'Brien and AJ Plumbing. Clifford sponsored a load of hand sanitizer as well, which was distributed to carers around our community as well. There's so many businesses. If I'd be here all night if I was naming them all, but I'm just naming the ones coming to the top of my head. And again, one thing about the spirit of the people of this area that I've noticed is they're never shy to go and help other areas as well. So, with other areas around the town, you would see a lot more alleyways, I suppose, and areas that would be in regards to overgrowing, litter, dumping, all things like that there as well. So residents of our area as well, as myself and everybody else from the area, have been out helping the likes of Nathan McCann. Have to definitely pay homage to Nathan. Is doing a massive, great job out in the Greater Church Street area in terms of cleanups. We've been out every Saturday morning and we've been joining him on that journey, supporting him with what we've learned by doing it, and really working the air for the better need of the whole of the city as well. Again, such great work going on in all areas. Just by hearing Paddy and hearing everybody that's been on this week. I've sat and listened to every single one of them being on last this week. It's just been so inspirational to hear everything that's going on, and again picking up ideas, and that's another definitely a big benefit to this, Damian, that we're all sharing. We're all working towards a greater good, no matter what area you're from. So it's great work been going on down in Dominican Quarter around Ballabot, by Joanne Haver and Anya McCavitt. Fantastic work going on down there as well. We also look forward to joining Ballynacraig. I was informed there by Councillor Gary Stokes the other day that they're planning another mass clean-up as well. So we'll definitely be down. We'll have the team down supporting them. And again, if there's anything else that's going on around the town in terms of community work, mass projects, the residents of this area are always glad to come and help out in those as well, Damon. And the last thing I want to mention as well, I said there again about local businesses. I have a few jotted down. So obviously the main one in our area that we've been working towards as well, and they've been very, very helpful, and they've actually offered us their community room if we ever need it, and any help that they can be, is Tesco here, which is well within our area. They're actually now open until 8 p.m. on a Sunday night, previously only until 6 as well. And obviously they have those strict trading hours as well for NHS staff. They're really doing their bit to support them as well. Our local car wash, Soapy Joe's car wash, which is in our area, Damon, as well, they're offering free NHS car washes in the month of May. So again, if you're an NHS employee or care, bring your ID, and again, Jim and Donald really looking after you there. In the month of May, get your free car wash just to show their appreciation and the overall community's appreciation for what they're doing. And another one as well I want to mention is a local resident in our area and entrepreneur, I suppose you could say, Damon, is Jared Hughes, who owns Cycle Recycle. So the reason I'm mentioning this, obviously our recycling centres, our council recycling centres, household centres are open now for taking everything they would, minus the large objects. And one of those objects that they can't actually take at the moment is bicycles. Believe it or not, when these bicycles go to the dump, they're scrapped. It's as simple as that. So what Jared has actually done, if those of you who don't know what Cycle Recycle is he takes them in, and for a small fee, basically to cover his costs almost, is he'll do them up and then sell them on for a fraction of the real retail price. So as I said, George local resident, I want to give him a mention as well, because anybody that was looking to recycle any old bikes, you might think they're worth nothing, you want to see the work he'll do to them. So drop them over to Jared. It's Cycle Recycle in the Wynn Industrial Estate, and he'll make something out of nothing, as I say, and definitely, hopefully, pass it on to somebody who's looking to use lockdown to get fit and take a wee spin down the towpath on a bike. So,
Jordan, as you say that, I've got a bike out in the store here, and it definitely needs a lot of love and attention. So
definitely,
I just might bring that into them and see how
do,
it goes.
it's absolutely fantastic. And again, his business relies on, as I say, usually picking them up from the recycling centres, and because now obviously they're not being accepted, he's low on stock, and the demand's never been greater. From talking to him the other day, people are like yourself sitting about thinking, "Geez, I'll get the bike out here, and go for a wee
Well,
cycle."
I think what I'll do is just to test the thing. I'll take a photograph of it now. I'll leave it in
Yeah,
and take a photograph when it's finished because that's a brilliant
definitely.
idea. Jordan,
Yeah,
listen, from what you're telling me, you're one of the probably the youngest people that we have seen yourself in Park there, and you're into this community activism in big way, and you have a big area out there, and it is very diverse. You've already said that, and I say that the Damolly Downshire Road Community Association will be up and running very shortly,
I
and
hope
uh,
so. Hopefully.
with a fella like yourself at the head, no better man. And I take my hat off to you for I have great belief in our young people. I think our young people are sometimes undersold because they can do great things and it's like
Absolutely
everything else,
fantastic. And
you know.
Damien, as I say, you're saying there about young people, there's myself. That's not just it. When we go to these areas, when we go over to Barcroft, we go to any area within Newry, it's our young people that are so determined. They're fed up. They're sitting about, when they're fed up being almost getting the blame for when things go wrong, antisocial behaviour, they get a bad name, So it is fantastic to see them coming out and doing positive things. And as I say, if anybody out there, I've had a few approach me in the last week, and we've brought them along on the weekends there when we're doing this community activism. You feel there's no way to describe the feeling when you complete a task or a project, and the amount of young people that are coming on board is phenomenal. So if anybody wants to get involved in a bit of community activism, please add me on Facebook, add Councillor Malone, or anybody out there saying Nathan McCann, from any area you're from, give us a shout and we'll definitely be glad to get you on board.
Well, listen, Jordan, I have to say I'm very impressed with you tonight, and I remember once where you were, I was there too. Don't forget us old people were young as well. So I
Yeah.
always remember that, and we done our bit as well. So I think that you're in great hands out there, and I look forward to following your journey and seeing how it goes. The best of luck to you. I have to say, delighted to be talking to all the associations this week. We have been getting a lot of good press about this, and I have to congratulate Destination Newry for doing this. And before I finish, I just want to give a big birthday shout out to Kiva Boyle from Balnalack Road in Camla. Kiva is now a teenager. She was 13 today, and Kiva, there she is. Believe it or not, she's actually a world champion Irish dancer. She has that many trophies that the room that they're in is too small. I'm telling you, this girl has about 4,000 trophies, and she's absolutely brilliant. Her big sister is now being called in to Queen's to do nursing. Her mother was a nurse, and her granny was a nurse. So maybe Kiva could be a nurse in the future. So happy birthday, Kiva, from all here in Destination Newry. Enjoy your birthday. And this will do us this week. Thanks to everybody for tuning in and watching our community news. It has been a great idea, and we have had some tremendous support. So thanks to everybody, and we'll do this all again on Monday evening.